I'm Jim McCabe, and this week on Generals TV, we're talking to head coach Bryan Erikson before the Generals' home games against Johnstown. And we've got several players to talk to as well.
Coach, let's get to it and talk about, Johnstown. That you guys are playing either, are you playing 2 or 3 games? I was a little confused last time I chatted. Any idea how many games we're playing this week?
So we're playing them tomorrow and Friday, so I'll play 2 games, both at 1 o'clock in the Rodman Arena in Walpole, and we're going to reschedule the Saturday game to March 30th when we're back in our new facility, and Johnstown's been very accommodating to the schedule changes.
As far as let's first talk about Johnstown and another tough team. What do you expect from them this weekend?
We're getting to the point now where we're less worried about what the other teams are doing. We're more worried about what we're doing. We have a game plan based on how they play and what their forecheck is and what their systems are. But at the same time, we're really more focused on our execution. We saw a much better effort this past week against New Jersey. We saw 2 games where we put 60 minutes together, but we also saw 2 games where we put inconsistent execution together. So we're working on buttoning that up in practice this week. We're working on some new things. We got some new guys in, and we think we're at the point now where we got our roster pretty much set and we're ready to go with it.
You brought in a new kid who played with Johnstown, and it seems like every time we talk, we're asking about these new faces. He's one, and you also brought back a player that had been on the team before the season started. Just talk about the new additions.
Yeah, so Cameron Smith, he brings a lot of speed. A lot of the same stuff that we've kind of had in that top 6 role. Kids that can fly, kids that can shoot the puck. He gets a little gritty though, which we like. He gets to the net. He'll not afraid to go to those dirty areas. He's fit right in with Devin Pierce, one of our captains, and we think he's going to be a good fit. Helps that he knows Johnstown, but once again, it's about us executing, and we'll sit down and pick his brain a little bit, but for the most part, we're more focused on ourselves. With Jake Harji, who just returned, that's a bona fide top-pair defenseman. Not a lot of teams can add that at this point of the season, so we think with those 2 additions alone, we're in a pretty good spot. And we were pretty lucky where we didn't have to make a roster move. Part of the unlucky part is that Michael Fahey, who started to play a little bit better, got an injury and had to be placed on the injury reserve. And then with Sean Peckham coming up from the NA3, we were able to slide those 2 guys in without sending anybody home. So it keeps our core in place, keeps the locker room, still playing desperate hockey, meaning playing to make sure that they stay on the team and do what they can, but not playing afraid if every second they make a mistake and they're going to be out of here. So it's a good balance to strike, and I think that with Cameron and Jake, we've dramatically improved our team without taking away from it.
We mentioned on the air last weekend, we had asked the New Jersey coach, about the number of New Jersey players on his roster, and then you look at the number of Massachusetts players on the Northeast roster, and there have been a few additions, and so that the percentage has gotten bigger recently. So I guess I would ask you the same question that I asked him. Is there any sort of effort on your part to, or maybe not even effort, but is there a thought to, let's bring in some of the local kids, or is it just, bring in whoever's the best fit?
Right now, it's whoever's the best fit. In the off season, we've targeted kids that we felt we could dramatically improve where they were playing and the situation they were in. So there are a lot of Massachusetts kids that were playing on really good teams that already have college commitments, and it didn't make sense to take them from, they're competitors, but they're pretty good programs and they do a good job. So it didn't necessarily make sense just to take a kid. And also, just because a kid has a college commitment doesn't mean he fits kind of what we're trying to do here. So, for us, we're looking for the 23 best players, and it's lucky that Mike Taramina came in here. He's from Plymouth, Massachusetts. He's playing really well. Yeah, it certainly helps. We don't have to bill him, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't matter if he was from Mars, as long as he could put that helmet on and play as hard as he does and play as well as he does.
And I guess then final question, kind of going back to talking about where you're playing this weekend. Obviously, we've kind of talked about the fact that the New England Sports Village isn't ready, but does it have an effect on the players to, I guess, not have a quote-unquote permanent home? This kind of home, these are home games, but is there any kind of unsettling effect, kind of going through this week to week as you're doing right now?
I would imagine there is. I mean, but the bottom line is we've been unsuccessful on the road. We've been unsuccessful at the showcase. We've been unsuccessful at a neutral home ice arena. So, I mean, at some point, if there's a pattern, the only pattern is that we're losing. And that's pretty much fits all the criteria that we're talking about. So, hopefully when we get into Attleboro, we settle down, we're at our home rink, they're in their locker room, they're able to sleep in their bed and leave at not have to leave to get to the rink super early. Hopefully that starts to funnel down, but until we start playing better, we can't really worry about it. We're focused on the patterns.
And I'm here with 3 Generals players, Evan Somoza, Anthony Mangano, and Devin Pierce. Guys, thanks for doing this interview today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right, so first off, I had a great thing before the interview. I was going to give you guys a new line, you, Evan, and you, Devin, and that was going to be the Evan-Devin line, since you guys have been playing together, but just found out today you guys are on new lines. So are you guys looking forward to obviously playing Johnstown this weekend to those new lines? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I thought we had good chemistry, but we seem to not be putting up the points. So now I'm with Bielik and Egan. I think we're working really well. Last practice, really well. I mean, we can distribute the puck.
Thoughts, Devin?
Yeah, I agree. No, I think Coach is trying to get like a spark going. Their line looked really good in practice. My line right now is me, Kohei, and then the new addition, Cameron Smith. He's a great player. Moves the puck well, he's quick. So yeah, I think it's going to definitely help us coming up against Johnstown this week.
We're a hard line to play against. We bring speed, we bring some sort of offense towards too, but we try to do a shutdown type of line and bring a physical aspect to our.
Where do you see going forward? How do you see the team progressing? You guys have any thoughts on what you guys can do or what the team can do to get better?
It looks like we're improving every time every game we're playing, and there's a couple small changes that we're making, and guys are bringing in playing specific some roles and spots that are going to help us win games. So I think it's just little things right now. Other than that, we are a pretty young team in this league, I guess, so we have a lot of young guys, and we're starting to still get used to the league. So once that gets going, I feel like, we are going to be a pretty good team here and develop here. So.
You guys have gotten a lot of new additions. You guys feel like these additions are going to, make the team better?
Yeah, for sure. I think we already saw it against New Jersey. We obviously would have liked to get a win, but 3-2 in OT and then 2-1 against a great team like that, it's a big step for us moving forward. So I think it's helped already.
All right. Well, let me ask you guys, because you're all from areas that are what you consider non-traditional hockey markets. Evan, you're from Southern California. Anthony, you're from South Florida, and Devin, you're from Nashville. And those areas all have NHL teams now. But talk about you guys getting into hockey and what that's like in the areas that you're all from.
I grew up on rollerblades in California. I think the hockey out there wasn't big when I was younger, but it started to get way bigger. There's college commitments now. There's a lot of players in the USHL from California, big leagues. So, it's growing a lot.
Yeah, and I might have had much ice back home. It was tough to leave home at 13, so going away and playing hockey, leaving family was only choice I had to make to go play this game, I guess. So, we do have Shane Goss's here from Florida. He's in the NHL. Jake Chikrin. So, we are producing, a pretty good hockey market, but it's not big enough. But there's some really good talent coming out of South Florida right now.
What about you, Devin?
Yeah, hockey's getting a lot bigger in Nashville, too. I actually started playing like my neighbor played. Same thing as Somoza, though. I grew up playing roller hockey and started skating when I was about 5 and just doing private lessons and stuff. But it's gotten a lot bigger down there for sure. There's a rink that's like 10 minutes from my house I grew up playing in, and it's nice to start to see guys come out of there, especially from the south, not even Nashville, but like Florida and California. It's good to see that.
Cool. Well, guys, really appreciate you talking to us on this episode of Generals TV, and good luck against Johnstown this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Appreciate it. Thank you.